Hi, welcome to the Geek Press podcast number 7. On this episode, we talk about Godzilla vs. King Kong, the Xbox Live prices, Resident Evil, Attack on Titan, comics, and more. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Luis Gutierrez of the Geek Press. Welcome to episode 7C, proper podcast etiquette. This time I remember what episode we're on. To our corner right here, we got Jacob Knight, and right below me, we got a special guest, Jake Lurel, also known as XX Cheek Clappers 420XX. Very Xbox Live circa 2005 name. I love it. Um, so let's just jump right into all of this. No, actually, I take that back. I want to adopt some stuff that I've been listening from other podcasts. Um, I'm gonna go around the corner and we're gonna let Jake go first since he is our lovely guest. Um, Jake, is there any video games you've been playing lately? Any shows you've been watching? Books? Any form of media that you've been consuming? You want to talk about? Now's your
Um,
chance.
the Expanse this season has been really good. I mean, really, really good. But that's to say it's always really, really good. So I don't know that's that. And then watch video games. No, not really anything. Honestly, just Cyberpunk. Because I play it on the PC, and just been enjoying that slowly, slowly. Um,
So does it actually look good on PC?
it actually plays good on PC too.
Yay!
It plays a lot better on PC from my experience. But I don't know.
What do you
That's
have under
just
the hood for your PC?
I have a list of I have like a 2060 super something like that. I don't know. I'll link it all to
So you
you.
got a powerhouse.
Yeah, it's a powerhouse rig.
Okay, nice.
Um,
Any other things?
I forgot my cousin built me for this thing, but basically I don't remember the specs, but essentially it's an AMD CPU, but it's like a really formidable APU CPU. Uh, just don't remember what it is. Damn, I don't remember what it is.
You gotta have a high CPU and all those different scratches. You gotta be well performed for the late night siege games. So
I
you have
I
everything
um
set up.
I nearly forgot to introduce everyone. So I am your host, Luis Gutierrez. To my corner for audio listeners, I'm pointing at a corner. It's my great co-host, Jacob Knight. You want to say something really quick?
Uh, no, I'm good.
Okay, and then like I said at the bottom, the gentleman that was just talking about his computer and making me sound like a caveman because I don't understand half of the shit he's saying. That's Jake Lurel.
Yeah, that's
Um,
me.
I forgot to do some introductions. We all went to community college together. It was that's how we all met each other. And there's a quick story I want to share with I tell the story a lot, and I think Jake knows this story. So our former journalism professor, back when I was getting an editorial role at our community college paper, Al Paisano, she was telling me this. She was like, "Hey, I noticed you're a very outspoken guy and you like talking to people a lot, but there's this person, Noah Garcia. He can be kind of a loose cannon sometimes, and you guys might clash because you guys seem like that type. So just be wary of him." And then like in a separate conversation, she was like, "You may have met Jake Lurel. He's kind of a loudmouth and he has a lot of energy. He comes at you at 100 or nothing." And just be wary of him too. And I love how like the two people she warned me about are the two people I probably bonded with the most. And I just find that really fucking it's funny as shit.
You see what she doesn't know is that this is Jake's Earth, and you and me are alternate versions of Jake from different universes. So we're
I'm
all just
yeah.
Jake.
I'm Jake 412.
I'm
I'm
Jake
Jake.
420.
I'm Jake 459.
No, Jake, you're Jake Prime. You're the
Yeah.
Prime Earth, so you're Jake Prime.
Okay, I'm
I'm
sorry.
Jake
My bad.
420.
My bad.
Okay, yeah, so that's a quick introduction of everyone really quick. Y'all know me, y'all know Jacob Knight. I just wanted to introduce Jake Laurel. Is there anything else you want to tell our listeners about yourself really quick?
Me. Wait, is this going to me?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
I'm passing it to you.
They know me. They're bored of me already.
I'm a big uh video game fan. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like Halo. I like Warhammer 40K. And then yeah, I'm a huge nerd. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the one. We have a lot of connecting threads. We're all huge geeks. But okay, now I'm gonna kind of go back to what I was originally saying. Jacob Knight, is there any media you've been consuming, video games you've been playing, anything you want to share about? Now's your chance.
I've been watching a lot of Lovecraft Country. So good, so interesting. And I'm also reading the book Lovecraft Country. It's racism plus eldritch horrors and mystery. So I'm really enjoying it. And as
I've
for
heard a
video,
lot of people talk about
Mhm,
Lovecraft, like because this is my first week of school. Tell me about it a little
mhm.
bit, because I've never heard of it until now.
Okay. Well, you're aware of the Lovecraftian aesthetic. Although he didn't really coin like the Eldritch horror ideas, he kind of like helped popularize like things that are so beyond the human psyche that if you saw it, you would go crazy because you cannot
Hmm.
understand the true purpose of the universe. So it's just kind of like cosmic horror,
Oh, okay.
and it's kind of a show that kind of delves deep into that through the lens of a black America in early 1950s. So
Oh, that
like
sounds cool.
you'll see a ghost and it'll be a parallel to real world racism, so it's like combating on both sides. And
Hmm.
like these guys go on adventures and mysteries and they find out about magic and they find out about monsters and the so it's quite a ride. It's quite a ride.
Okay, that sounds actually pretty fucking cool.
Mm. And then for video games, because I'm like an honorary weeb, I've been playing a lot of Genshin Impact, which is like a Chinese made game translated by the Japanese into English. And it's basically, my roommate coined it as Breath of the Weebs. So if you get that, it's just Zelda aesthetic slash fighting with elemental powers, and it's fun. I'm enjoying it maybe too much. I still haven't spent money because I've seen YouTube videos where these motherfuckers are spending $1,000 on like in-game currency. And I'm like, even if I had a steady income, I would never spend $1,000 on freaking 100 private gems so I can pull my favorite anime waifu so I can play as them. You know, like it's crazy.
You know what's
It's
funny?
what
That
me?
sounds, yeah, YouTube, but that sounds like much like the 2K community, because I
Mhm.
know I don't know if EA does this as much, because I capped out of Madden a long time ago. But I know like 2K streams, it's like same. They have like the ultimate team, so it's like you build your dream team, but you have to like buy essentially packs. And there will be
Mhm.
YouTuber streamers. I don't know any at the top of my head, but it's like watch me unpack 500 cards, and
Yeah.
that's the equivalent of maybe like $300 or something. And it's a whole
Uh,
stream or video just them doing that. So I like the parallels right there. That's pretty funny.
yeah, but what's I've watched one and I was actually excited because I felt so bad because they spent like $1,000 and it
Oh
was like I
fuck.
finally got it and I was like excited for them. Like why'd you? I It's stupid you spent $1,000, but I'm happy that you got the thing you're gonna get. Like I'm glad you got that anime girl waifu that you can now play with who has a sword and giant old boobs, and I'm glad you're happy. But like I don't know, I can't get it. It's not my thing.
um, anything else you're consuming?
The dreams of children.
Nice, nice.
Anyways, what are our topics for today?
Hold on,
What
I
are
had to
actually?
go. I had to go.
No one cares about you. You're the host.
Shut the fuck up. All right.
Okay, then I'll ask you, Lewis, the host. What are there any media or video games you've been playing lately?
Well, Noah, I'm glad you brought that question up. You may, if you're watching YouTube video, you may have seen me moving around really quick. So there's two medias. What, it's a manga and a book. I haven't read either one of them yet. If you guys haven't read, it's still in the wrap, Spy X Family. It's an amazing manga.
Not
It's
sponsored.
No, not sponsored, not
Not
sponsored.
sponsored.
I wish Viz Media would give me money. But essentially the manga is about it's like three people. It follows three main people. There's an assassin who's she's the lady of the story, like the mom. There's a little girl who's the daughter, who could read minds, and then there's a super government spy who's the dad. And the government spy is in charge of like, he's supposed to go like deep undercover and like start a family and all that, and at the same time stop like this evil organization. So it's a blend of like shonen and comedy, but it's also like
Mm,
has its slice of life moments, because like,
Shamedy.
yeah. And you, at times they don't want to be a family, but you see them like slowly become a family, become a real family, even though it's all fake, and none of them, it's like a fake marriage that's not their daughter, and no one knows that the daughter could read minds. So the daughter knows that like the husband is a secret super spy, and the daughter knows that the mom is like a world class assassin. So it's like a fun blend of like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Also, there's a book I've been meaning to read, because I've heard nothing but good things about it on TikTok of all places. Star Wars, again, not sponsored. Let's see if you can see it right here. Star Wars: The High Republic, Light of the Jedi.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, Ayo, there's a comic writer, Charles Soule, who wrote that book that I'm kind of a fan of. So
Yeah, my ring light right now is getting, oh shit, sorry. It's casting a large glare on it. But yeah, it's supposed to be a prequel, like thousands of years before the Skywalker saga. and it's supposed to be like Old
Like,
Republic
yeah, I
It's
was
a
essentially.
about
few.
to say,
It takes place a few hundred years before the Skywalker saga.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So I haven't read it yet. I just bought it today, so I'm really interested in that. As regards to shows, I've been watching quite a lot of shows actually. I just started on Apple TV. Ted Lasso. If you guys haven't seen it, it's super fucking good so far. That Attack on Titan, I'm loving it. I have some problems with the show, but I'm loving it. BoJack Horseman and Disenchantment. Those are the shows I'm watching right now, and I'm loving every single one of them. And I think you guys should watch them all.
see, the problem is that I only watch The Office all day. That's all I watch is The Office. I'm the only subscriber to Peacock, and that's all I watch is The Office. So I'm never gonna watch
See,
anything else.
I would like to watch Attack on Titan, but like I can't get over the fact that I think it was either season two or season three. But
Mhm.
one of the seasons felt like a prolonged this misery porn thing. It was just like like it was just what was the name of the main character? Damn,
Aaron.
Aaron. Like
RN,
Aaron with a squad left, and just see let's see how you can watch them die slowly and miserably. And it's just like,
yeah,
oh god, this is terrible. It's just straight up. Oh yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that.
I'm
I think the payoff gets worth it though because the people that do survive become like even more badasses. And the last episode of the current season, it was essentially a fucking Godzilla episode, and you just see monsters like throwing it down. I'm like, this is awesome. I loved it.
it's I understand what you mean, Jake, but this like episode one, you should have known that none of these fuckers are safe.
No,
You
no,
should have known
no,
that
no,
none of
no, no,
them
no,
are safe.
no, no, no. There's a way you can be safe in anime with oh a story the storyline dictates that. No, 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 no. And you could do that, but in a way that feels less contrived.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean, but I feel like from like the first couple episodes, you should have known like, oh, people are gonna die. Just get used to that. You know what I mean? Just get used to the misery if you're not. But I
I
understand
guess.
season two pushing you. Let's like, oh, when am I finally gonna stop seeing people's heads get bit off? You know,
Never.
like I get that. I get that. Yeah, never. Physically or metaphorically, everyone bites everyone else's head.
Yeah. Okay, so let's dive into the topics really quick. So we got
After
two
15 minutes.
yeah, so we got two topics we want to talk about. I discussed, and we're gonna let it go from there. So the first one being, I think we could kind of knock this one out quickly, so we'll get that one. As you guys know, if you've been watching Geek Press content, you know I'm an Xbox fanboy. Um, over the weekend, well, we're filming this on filming recording January 26th. This happened during the weekend, which was a few days ago. Friday of last week, Microsoft released a press statement saying, "Oh, we're gonna up the prices of our Xbox Live Gold membership. We're gonna double them." So, like, prior to the price update, it was $60 for a year, and I think it was like $9 for a month. I want to say I could be wrong on a month one, but they doubled it, and so the big price was like now it's gonna be $120 for the year, and which is more than like Xbox Live Gold and more than tell your mom I said hi, Jake. And they were doubling the prices, and everyone was like, "Oh, like what the fuck? You're just trying to get people to pay for Game Pass now. You're just trying to get subscribers," and it caused this whole controversy. And Jake, I know you're, I guess you're more of like an Xbox or Microsoft fan. I would say. I think that's a safe assumption, correct?
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts on this? Even though you're mainly a PC player now.
I mean, it was. I mean, at first I didn't even hear the news because I was just been dealing with it and whatever. But then like I and then like I and then like I heard the news slowly as it came out, and I was pretty pissed about it at first. But then like and then they rolled back decision. I was like, what the hell? And then and within like 5 minutes of them rolling out, and then it just I was like, okay, and then it's just like I guess I'm not gonna live with this change. Yeah, no, it was pretty weird, but I mean, I felt like it was the only time we could ever get a proliferate, um, market consumer like bold idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the first time that we ever get to see that this bold idea of like uh stopping not stopping but stopping stopping bad
Like
consumer
money hungry.
bad consumer practices. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
essentially.
Yeah, they because like the immediate reaction they got was we hate this, and they immediately flipped it back. They're just like, oh
Mm-hmm.
shit. Which is funny because I didn't last year like 12 they got rid of their 12-month subscription like very quietly, and I don't remember a lot.
It
I
was a
remember
it
some
was a
people
3 month.
reporting on it. Was it 3 months?
I think it was a
They
three
got
month.
rid of
Yeah.
that very quietly. So They made no announcements, which is funny because they could have been like, "We're getting rid of it, so if you want it, you'll be able to buy it." It's just these companies really just try to make these moves, and
Hmm.
it feels weird that they think people aren't gonna notice
Yeah.
because Microsoft, as much as I am a PlayStation person, Microsoft has a very dedicated fan base, and they
Hmm.
are very like, from what I've seen, very in tune with what their company is doing and what is
Hmm.
put out. So I'm surprised that they thought they could get away with this.
Yeah, no, honestly, like coming, like you just pretty much described me in a nutshell right there.
It,
Yeah, I thought that was like just fucking mind boggling. Oh,
it was
you're gonna say something?
Yeah, it was an exact decision. That's all it was. It was just an exact decision made by
Mhm.
somebody who makes way too much money, owns way too many yachts, and decided, oh yeah, oh I guess you
Maybe I need
know,
a fifth yacht instead
yeah,
of
yeah,
a
yeah.
instead of a fourth yacht.
That's what he wanted. It was just really bad.
What's that, son? You need an endangered species for your island? Say
Yeah,
less.
yeah, essentially. Uh, and
Which
go on.
I thought like the final outcome was actually pretty wholesome because it's funny you mentioned the 3 month Noah. I They brought it back for this. I was looking at
Oh,
I could be wrong.
wow.
I could be wrong, but
You're probably wrong.
I was reading it and I saw the 3 month and I was like, wait, what the fuck? I thought they got rid of this.
Mm.
And they got that back. And one of the biggest complaints was I was listening to like a lot of podcasts about this. People were saying, why is Xbox still charging for Xbox Live? It's kind of like redundant because me and you and like the three of us could all be playing fucking Gears of War, Halo, Minecraft, whatever. And you guys are playing on PC. You don't have to pay for an online subscription, but
Mm.
I do. So the main thing is like, why are you charging your console players for this if you're not charging your PC players? It only makes sense.
No, it
So
is really just monetary.
yeah,
There
exactly.
is no creative reason behind
Mhm.
putting that paywall in front of
And
players, especially when they have that inter console connectivity with people on other platforms. So it's just money. It really is.
there was a thing I wasn't aware of this, but apparently on PlayStation, you don't need PlayStation Plus to play free online games such as like Fortnite or
Yeah.
Apex Legends. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know
you
that,
can just play it.
and I thought
I
that
knew
was
that
really
as a
cool.
PlayStation guy.
And people were saying like, why is Xbox still charging people to play Fortnite and Apex? But as soon as they rolled back the statement and said, oh, we're not going to be charging people for this no more, they were like, oh, we're gonna allow people to play Fortnite, Apex, Warzone, whatever it may be, free of charge now. So that was really cool to come out
Mhm.
of that. That like essentially like Jake said, the consumers had to like twist their arm and be like, nah, this isn't gonna fly. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was one of the very few good things that came of the people.
I'm gonna be one of those annoying video game PlayStation people and be like, "Oh, I see Xbox finally copied PlayStation.
Oh God.
But one
Where are
thing,
you guys' exclusive titles, huh? What you got?
one thing that I thought
I'm
was
gonna be over
cool.
here playing Spider Man."
One thing that I thought was cool about this was a little while back 343 said that they were going to make Halo Infinite multiplayer free. So now with this rollout, you don't need Xbox Live if you're a console player to play Halo Infinite multiplayer now. So you could just hop on it and play it. And I thought that was really cool for the people who don't have it. Also, something I forgot to mention, the rollouts for the price increase was originally meant for new consumers. So if like you Noah decided to get an Xbox console and play, the prices
Mhm.
would be doubled for you. They wouldn't be doubled for someone like myself or maybe someone like Jake who is like a legacy customer for lack of a better term. So that was something I thought was like really interesting too. Like,
Mhm.
why are you charging the new people and you're trying to get people to come in?
I don't know, maybe because they just don't know any better.
Yeah, right. It's really stupid. And it's like you're competing with PlayStation, who has been like dominating the gaming console sphere, and you're gonna do a major fuck up like this. Like like, because I would say this, from a social media standpoint, I say Xbox has a better presence online than PlayStation because they're more like they have more of a personality. But if you look at PlayStation's like Twitter, Instagram, whatever, it's more like it's very professional. They're like, here's
Mhm.
our stuff. But like if you follow like Microsoft on TikTok, they post fucking memes about like Halo and shit. So like yeah, that's what I'm saying, you know? And they do like little TikTok challenges and all that. So I'm like, I don't know if PlayStation. I don't follow PlayStation on TikTok, so I'm not gonna speak on that behalf. But like I see them like do shit posts like that, so I'm like, you guys have a personality, and you've been building up this good faith, and you nearly fucking flushed that all away in a matter of like a day, which was
Mhm.
fucking fascinating.
Any
You guys,
other thoughts, Jake?
mhm.
No, not at the moment.
Uh,
All thoughts are gone.
what
No,
But
about you?
yeah,
um,
that's why you're a PC person, huh, Jake?
I'm a PC person just in general, but I mean, no, I, just Xbox. I would say has more of a personality, but more for the online, more for the online part, essentially, just being on Xbox Live forever. I mean, the Xbox Live that's really underestimated how big of a deal it is, and like just how sprawling it is, and just how much it is consumed everybody. On and
Mhm.
that and that thing and in that regard, Xbox has surely taken some taken some massive leeway ahead of itself.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. Like, for instance, whenever I hear people say about PS4, they're like, "Oh, I played Spider Man, or I played God of War, or I played this." But whenever I hear people talk about Xbox and Microsoft, they're like, "Oh, I played with my friends on COD, or we did
Mm-hmm.
Siege, or we did Fortnite." So it seems like a very like multiplayer friendly slash oriented community they have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's good for them. Clap clap.
Do we have any more like input on this, Noah? Do you want to bash on Xbox like you usually do?
No, I never bash on Xbox. That's a lie.
That is
I have
true.
an Xbox 360.
You have
So
an Xbox 360.
I do. Not to
I got
brag.
I got this. Hold on, you guys keep talking real quick. I want to show you something.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Uh while we take this quick break, let us tell you about this week's sponsor, HelloFresh. HelloFresh made me throw up twice, which is really great for my weight loss. So make sure to use Jake thinks bulimia is cool 69 at HelloFresh for 30 free meals.
Surprisingly, lead off with with my banger name. It's God, what was my name in Siege with that? Oh, what was my name in Siege? Oh, it was so good. It oh yeah, it was Kit. Oh, no, I will say that here.
All right.
But
Okay.
I hope Lewis cuts everything I said and what you just said because
All
yours
right.
made no sense and I was just terrible. That
All
was
right. I'm
terrible.
gonna keep that all. I barely do any edits on these podcasts. You
Okay,
know
if
that.
we're editing this podcast, I want to say I've had lots of body issues, so I was using comedy to mask my own trauma.
I'm
So
keeping this
I
all in here.
apologize if I
This is
offended
this is all
anyone.
staying. But I want to show you guys how much of like an Xbox fanboy I am. Okay. So my
Okay.
girlfriend was gonna buy this for me a little while back, but I ended up buying it for myself today along with a Star Wars book. I bought this Xbox controller holder, and like if you see right here, the Xbox lights up. It's like neon,
yeah,
and it goes perfect because I have an Elite controller, but the Series X also came with the controller, so I just use it as a prop stand. Oh shit, hold on. And it just stands there, and he holds my controller
That's
like
so cute.
like a good little Master Chief.
look at
When
And
is
that.
that game gonna come out?
fall.
'Cause I know it's
Yeah,
pushed out.
People are
that,
speculating it's gonna come out the same day Halo 1 came out.
yeah. It got pushed back to fall.
Okay, so I just wanted to show that really quick just to prove how much of an Xbox fanboy I am. Even though I will admit PlayStation does have a lot of superior games. So for our next topic, you guys may have noticed. You may have noticed, okay? It just kind of got swept under the rug.
Mhm.
There was a trailer that came out. Not a lot of people are talking about it, surprisingly.
Yeah.
It's called.
Can I say it?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Go for
Okay.
it.
Superman and Lois Lane coming to the CW. That trailer was fantastic. I'm so excited. It's like cheap Snyderverse, and I love it. Let's discuss.
Yeah, I really loved how like, but there was a movie trailer that came out, and I really wish I would have recorded my reaction watching this fucking
Mhm.
trailer because I lost my shit. Godzilla versus King Kong, and let me start off by saying
Mhm.
this is like the monster porn I love. I needed this. I loved both of the Godzilla movies. I loved the King Kong movie, and I'm just looking at this. I'm like, yes, give me more, give me more. It looks so fucking good. What the hell? And oh no, really quick. And what's perfect about this too is that there's no movies coming out, no trailers. This is literally the only movie trailer that has come out since God knows when, and that's what makes it even more better. Because I don't know if it's just I've been movie deprived, but this looks like the fucking the next best thing from the Bible. You know, like God is gonna come down Himself and be like, "I approve of this movie." All right,
Probably,
man.
Mm,
probably.
Jake, I have issues. I have
Yeah,
beef.
I have issues too. I
We-
mean, uh, if Lewis think that this is the greatest things is God's green earth, I mean, who am I to say it's not like that, huh? Who am I to say? Um, but I mean, I think the movie overall is going to be pretty good. I think it's going to be pretty up there in what I can't think of the word, uh, in scalability.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be pretty up there. But uh, my concern is uh, where did Kong get that axe thing? Like, he
Okay.
just that would be my concern. And then the two would probably be uh Godzilla can atomic breath through aircraft carriers and stuff now. Okay, that's pretty cool. Um, when was that? Why wasn't I there for that memo?
Okay.
I
Oh,
don't
go go go
know.
go go go.
I like to think that Godzilla has like a bachelor pad where he just has all his stuff, and he has like a weeb axe on the wall next to his Zelda sword. Sorry, next to Link's sword. And he just took the hammer off. And he's just like, all right, I got to go to work, and then he's just gonna smack Godzilla with it, which is weird because I thought Godzilla was supposed to be way bigger than
Yeah, he's supposed to be. Yeah,
Kong. So I don't understand the sizing.
When I saw this trailer, I love how you guys are questioning this. I was like, you know what? Godzilla got like a knee implant. All right,
Mm,
I'm on board. I'm not gonna question this. Not Godzilla, King Kong. King Kong got some knee implants. He's fucking taller than what he usually is. All right,
mm.
yes, give me tall King Kong. And then nobody's making this comparison, or at least I haven't seen it. They did the Thanos Thor scene better than Avengers did. Because you
I don't
see
think
Kong coming
so.
down with a hammer. I'm just like, ah,
That
Kong, you got a monk hammer? Where the fuck you get that hammer from? I don't know, but I
he
love it.
does. He has opposable thumbs. He could have just made it. I don't know why that's like a plot hole for people. He's a monkey. Monkeys make tools. That's how evolution happened.
I
yeah.
know, but that was just so cool. I was like, dude, he got the hammer of Thor, and he's about to lay the fucking works on Godzilla right now. All right, go for it, Jake. You're gonna say something. I interrupted.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh no, I've what I was saying. Um, just I was saying that yeah, that Godzilla had atomic breath and stuff like that. But what was I gonna say? Damn it. Uh,
I can ramble while you think of it.
yeah, do
This
it.
thing is coming out on theaters and HBO Max same time. They're doing a similar Wonder Woman drop
It got
where
pushed
on
back
the app.
like 5 days.
Yeah. Is that? Are you guys gonna download HBO Go or whatever, or see it in theaters, or maybe if not Go, would you think of going if everything was fine?
No,
Like
I
regular world, would you go?
I want to go.
I'll say this: if I am vaccinated and I can do it safely, yes, I will 100% go.
Okay,
Uh,
but pretend there's no virus, just regular life.
oh
Would
yeah,
you
fuck
go
yeah,
still?
yeah, tenfold. I'd buy like 20 different tickets.
I'd only go if I was willing to go. If you could give me one of your tickets, because I wouldn't buy a ticket.
You really would have
I
bought a ticket on your own?
no
So you
no.
guys wouldn't have gone to this like on like you're like, you know what? It's a Friday night. I'm gonna go see a movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
I didn't see the last Godzilla movie.
It was good. It was good.
I
Loki
didn't
was
see
in
it.
it. Captain Marvel, Nick Fury.
Oh, I do like Captain Marvel, so maybe I'll watch it.
It was good. Like you got to go into these movies not really like. I sound like a Fast and the Furious apologist. You
Yeah,
got to go.
you sound like that a little bit.
Diego,
A little bit.
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like Diego.
I realize it as I'm saying it, but you got to go in. It's like a monster movie. Don't be
Mm.
like expecting too much. I just want to
See,
see giant monk
mhm.
fight giant lizard, and I'm happy.
See, that's what's interesting because my roommate and I were having like a quick conversation because they're a talker and I'm not, aside from like this podcast,
Hmm.
but because I prefer to listen. But my roommate, they were like, "Oh, this is so dumb because they're not even bringing up the cultural relevance and historical bringing up of how Godzilla was formed and how it's none of that." And I said, "That's not the type of series it is," because I think we all know that Godzilla was sort of a cultural response to
To the
the
nukes.
nuclear bombings and about kind of there was a lot of imagery involving the destruction of man and how they bring it upon themselves. But in the original, this line of Godzilla movies, the bombs were not representative of anything. They were supposedly trying to kill Godzilla. They're in a way almost detached, and they only really kind of helped to wake him up. So I think with that very origin in itself, it's detaching itself from that cultural origin and just kind of being its own monster thing. So I'm not mad necessarily that it's not about that because I knew what we were in for when they started with that origin.
I
Hmm.
mean, I understand what the whole villain's going to be about, or what it was going to be about. Oh, Godzilla's going to
I don't
fight
want to
Kong.
know. I don't want to know.
He's going to fight Kong,
Taking
and
off
he's
my
going to the
headphones. I
big
don't.
bad's going to be there. No,
Give me a
it's,
thumbs up when it's safe.
it's going to be
Okay.
Mechagodzilla.
Okay. What's gonna happen? It's like BVS where they fight. and then there's gonna be a bigger monster, and then they're gonna
Yeah.
fight, and then Mothra's gonna come back down and block a blast, and then it's gonna go, and then they're all gonna fight, and then
Listen,
Godzilla's gonna die.
I'm gonna say this too, okay? I was talking about this with Jacob and I,
Yeah.
literally the day the trailer dropped. I called him, and
For some reason, I was
I-
asleep
yeah, I woke him up and I was like, "Did you see the Godzilla trailer?"
at 12. Yeah,
He's like, "It's 3 in the morning. Let me sleep."
but we're gonna
But
continue.
I told him, I was like, all this movie needs to do
Mhm.
is two things, one of two things, and it'll make me extremely happy. And it actually did one of two things. Well, it's hinting that it's gonna do one of the two. I was like, one, bring Jet Jaguar in because I want to see this guy throw hands with Godzilla. And for those who don't know, Jet Jaguar is essentially like Giant Man, and he goes and just beats the fuck out of Godzilla and
You're talking about
everybody else.
Jet Jaguar, that terrible action figure, Japanese
Yes,
looking thing.
yes,
Oh God.
Give me Jet
Why do
Jaguar
you
and
want
have him,
why do you want Jet Jaguar?
because I just want to see Giant Man throw hand, like just drop kick Godzilla, okay? And I was
Mhm.
like, if give me Jet Jaguar, if you can't do that, give me Mecha Godzilla. And there's been people like a lot, like IGN and all, and they're like, oh, Mecha Godzilla might be in the movie. So I was like, ooh, if Mecha Godzilla's in the movie, I will fucking lose my shit.
I'm pretty sure that the toy the toy products have been revealed for it already. And
Uh,
Mechagodzilla is in the movie.
oh, dude, if he's in the movie, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I'm
I,
pretty sure that's confirmed. I'm not sure though. I'd have to check that.
okay, okay, I don't know this, but I hope so.
Yeah.
I think there's a really interesting idea floating out there is
Mhm,
that when you have human characters in stories like this, they're supposed to be the ones the audiences connect to, can see the greatest amount of pain and investment in. But I don't think people care about human characters because,
mhm.
in like Godzilla, the first one, it's like 50 minutes max of Godzilla, and the other like 2 hours is people running around going, ah, ah. It's just people like monsters more than like people, so
Mhm.
center it around the monsters. So the monsters should be major characters, but they feel so reactionary and not proactive. So it's like this weird thing where it's like Millie Bobby Brown, like that weird girl in the trailer who's like,
Mhm.
oh, she's his friend. And I'm just like, I don't know if I want to watch an hour and a half of this little girl giving the monkey gifts. And then for her to be on there and be like, get up. And then him be like, oh, like, what is this? What
Then he's
is
gonna be like,
this?
AJ, AJ.
And Godzilla's gonna be like, why'd you say that name? That's what's gonna happen. So, spoilers. Sorry, Godzilla fans. Spoilers. We spoiled the whole movie.
Yeah, that's it. Do you guys have any other inputs on Godzilla versus King Kong?
No. Excited to see the movie. This trailer looks sick. Yeah, it looks
I
everything.
like the Godzilla movie. I mean, I like the King Kong movie.
Yeah, I enjoy them all. Like out of the like this like monster verse they're creating, I've enjoyed
Mhm.
all three of the movies.
Yeah, I liked all the movies, even though the first two movies were a lot more character focused, and
Hmm.
I think that's honestly looking back at it, that's kind of a bad thing. But that's for a whole different conversation for a whole another time.
Almost
I
like we
mean,
should have another
there's nothing.
podcast for this comments.
Just like 2 hours of dissecting the current Godzilla franchise,
Frame by frame.
frame by frame. We could read some Godzilla fan fiction. Godzilla held Mothra in his claws,
And then he
stroking
said,
her wings. He said, "I love you, bitch. I never stop loving you, bitch." And then started stroking her wings.
"Oh God!" But the wings is a metaphor for like vagina flaps.
Okay, I thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the Geek Press. Signing off.
All right. We got through that pretty organized, all things considered. There's another
Yeah,
one
we're
I wanted to bring
professional.
up.
Jacob's a
Um,
professional.
I know this is a little bit of a late news too, but I want to talk about it because I believe we're all fans of this franchise. I haven't told them to look into this, but I'm gonna just dump it on them. Did you guys see the Resident Evil trailer for 7?
Yeah, number 8.
Yeah, 8. My bad. Resident Evil 8 Village.
Yeah,
Have you seen it, Jacob?
I was very upset because I was going through my Twitter timeline and somebody posted an animation video of one of the girls doing nasty with an animated guy, and it was a 3D porn movie. And I was just like, what the hell?
I, I
I what the hell, Twitter?
I will say this: the only funny thing I saw out of it all was it was like this drawing. It was the giant vampire lady,
Mhm.
and it was like, Ethan, I'm gonna chase you, and then you see Ethan like, ooh, ha ha Leave me
I
alone.
just I did too. Yeah.
And then he turns around and he's like, where'd she go? And then like the next one, he's like, right here. He's like, hee, you scared me. That one was my favorite one out of all of them.
Why does everyone want to smash these
I will let
vampire
Jake. I think Jake
chicks?
has some opinions on this. I
Yeah,
want
what
him
do
to
you
take
think,
the ring.
Jake? What?
Because man, it's the simple fact that there's nothing hotter and sexier than a woman who could dick you for a good time, but it can stab you at the same time. You know, there's nothing hotter than that. There's nothing like just sexier than that. I don't know what it is, man. I can't put my finger on it, but nothing was sexier than that. Oh God, I'll tell you in the world.
I'm mad that I get it, that I understand the appeal. Like I'm upset. Jake and I have had conversations about our own like likes and dislikes, and I'm upset that I like this. I am upset that I was like I get that. I get it.
I was talking to one of a mutual friend of all of ours, Pete, and he he was talking
Who?
to me.
Just kidding. I love Pete very much.
I was talking to Pete and he was like, "What do you think of the goth vampires?" And then he always has to call me out on my shit, like no matter
Mhm.
what I do, because we're those kind of friends, you know. And I was like, I told him, I was like, dude, I don't think they're that sexy. Like I think they're kind of scary. Like I don't like them. They look scary. Like if I'm gonna want to like bang a girl, don't make her look like she's gonna fucking like tear out my fucking heart and shove it down my ass. You know, like no, like they're too scary. And the big vampire lady, she's kind of, but at the end of the day, she's fucking scary. No, I don't want that. I feel like
D- d-
everyone else is fucking insane for wanting to bang all of them.
Is it like a power danger thing?
I
You know
don't.
what I mean?
Maybe I don't know. Like I you like you said, like the thrill of like having this girl knowing she could kill you is all that is pretty hot, but she just looks fucking scary. You know, I'm like, no, these girls look way too scary. I don't want to like put my penis anywhere near these people.
You're more into soft girls.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that says
Mm.
a lot about myself, huh? Oh
I
god.
feel like we're good. Lewis is soft girls. Jake is hard girls, and I'm right in the middle. I feel like we represent the spectrum.
Yeah, right. The yin and the yang.
I like the girls to have nothing more than like, nothing more than have a tattoo on the back and give me a sob story about her family upbringing that she's giving me that.
She just like smack. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry if that was too loud for audio listeners. But have you guys? Okay, now enough talking about like the vampires that everyone wants to fuck. I
Mhm.
actually kind of want to talk about the game itself. Have you guys played Resident Evil 7?
No,
You guys haven't played Resident Evil 7? I okay. Here's my
I
problem.
played Resident Evil 2, but haven't played Resident Evil 3.
Okay, so Resident Evil 7, I will fucking scream to the top of the hills. You know, and I often do sometimes, and people call the cops on me. There, that Resident Evil 7 is the Resident Evil that has saved Capcom. It saved the franchise tenfold. Because if you look at the movies, it's hot fucking garbage. I don't know what the fuck happened. I stopped watching after like Resident Evil 3, or the one where they went to Vegas. Um, yeah, but that franchise was plummeting downhill faster than you could possibly imagine. It hit the ground and it was going to the fucking core of the earth.
There's like
And
8 of them, so I'm not sure how true that is.
no, dude,
Like if they didn't make money, they wouldn't make him.
they made like they're just bad. I don't know how they make the money. It's just bad.
Yeah,
Like
I've
the
only
game.
seen the first one. I don't know.
the first one is good. Second one is it's good. That third one, that's when they start to fucking plummet.
Mhm.
Oh, so what were you gonna say, Jake?
I
Because
was about
I
to
have
say.
a lot to say about this.
Oh, because I was gonna say it's been relatively subpar. The Resident
Mhm.
Evil 4 was like the last big release, but other than that, there hasn't been really too many
The video game or the
releases.
movie when you talk about four?
Video game 4,
Okay,
video
okay.
game.
So I will say that okay, so going back to what he said, Resident Evil 7 literally saved the franchise, and in my opinion, because the game didn't really sell too well, but the reviews are fucking through the roof. Because this was it's the as of right now, that's the only Resident Evil that's in first person, and that was a big game changer because all of them are either set camera angles or third
Mhm.
person. And what I loved about Resident Evil 7 is that when I had played 7, the only ones I had played fully through was 4 through 6.
Mhm.
So I missed the beginning chunks of it. I jumped into 7 and I completely understood everything. Like it's a soft reboot in the series. It's still in the same
Mhm.
continuity as the rest of them. because they talk about, like, if you pick up newspaper clippings or like even in passing dialogue, you hear them talk about Raccoon City. You hear them like, oh, the Kennedy case, which is talking about Leon when he was in Resident Evil 4. You hear all this, and they do such an amazing like job at like doing plot twists along the way and everything. And it was just, I oh sorry, I hit my mic. Uh,
Get that
um,
excited.
yeah, and it was just, I just remember at the end of the game, like, well, not even at the end of the game, like there was parts of the game like I was truly fucking scared. Like that is, I would say that and Dead Space are the scariest games I've ever played, and it is so fucking good. And then like the ending of the game, people have problems with it because it's like, oh, it becomes like an Iron Gauntlet challenge, because as you progress further in the game, you're running away from monsters like half of the game. And then once you get like near like middle of the game, close to end game, you have like a fucking flamethrower, you have a shotgun, you have, and so I'm like, fuck yeah, now I'm finally taking a fight to you guys. I'm not running away from you. So it felt very rewarding. And like, and at the end of the game there's like this big plot twist where it's like Chris Redfield umbrella, and I'm like, what the fuck, what happened? Chris
Yeah.
Redfield was supposed to
Uh,
be like, generic GI Joe guy, let's save the world, but now he's working for the bad
Mhm.
guys. And I'm like, holy shit, like I'm on board with this. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like the story has been super good. And I'm gonna shut up, I'm gonna let you guys talk.
no, I was just gonna say, Resident Evil 8, yeah, 8. It
Mhm.
looks a lot. From what I understand of it, at least, it looks a lot. Noah, what is the type of horror where it's called when it goes back to the 1920s like werewolf stuff? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what you mean.
Oh, it goes back to the old white and black movies where it's a werewolf, and I can't think of it right now. I'll have to look it up. Hang on.
Like Gothic?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh well,
Like
I
one of
can't.
those older black and white mysteries type
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
horrors?
Yeah, kind of styles. Yeah,
Hmm.
kind of like that. And it seems to be doing. I'm interested at least. I want to see what they can do with it. But I'm more concerned of what's gonna where's the storyline gonna go from here? How is it gonna go? How's it gonna evolve? How's it gonna what's gonna be the overall themes here?
Because
Uh,
the last couple of Resident Evils, aside from the one where the guy has to save his wife, the last couple of them have just been remakes, right?
yeah, so it was, what had happened, they did a few like multiplayer games and like essentially like throwaways, for lack of a better term. And then it was seven. And then they're like, okay, people are fucking with this, we're gonna go and remake two, and then they remade three.
Hmm.
So it's been back to back years of Resident Evil. So it was seven, and I think the very next year was two, right? And then it was three. Three was last year, and now they're going with eight.
Hmm. See, I've seen I watched this streamer called I'm Joshua Joestar, and they played through two, which I thought was a real fun time. And I've seen my sister play four because she likes Resident Evil, but I don't know anything about it. I would watch the trailer. I'll get back to you on the next pod.
I'll tell you
I'll
this.
watch the trailer.
You should play seven. I think it's only like $20 because it's a complete reboot, and you don't need to play the other Resident Evils to understand this game. Like Jake was saying, like what he was like kind of
Hmm.
asking, the story does a major like shift, I guess you could say, and it's not about zombies anymore. They kind of embrace the wackiness and goofiness, but make it scary. Of like, oh, there's like these little slime monsters who take control of you and
Hmm.
beat the fuck out of you. And like they embrace, like they go like full into that, and they make it like, I haven't really seen too much of the movie, but kind of like The Thing. It's like a virus
Hmm.
that like it's like that, and they kind of they do a twist on that, and it's this virus that's happening, and it's like holy fuck, dude, you're this guy surviving in this world, and these
Hmm.
parasitic human beings are trying to fucking eat your heart out.
Pretty good way of
I mean,
explaining.
I'm down. I'm down to eventually try it. But the thing is, you say $20 for Resident Evil 7, and I hear $20 I can spend on next month's subscription to Peacock so I can watch more Office. So it's a hard sell.
I will say this: if you have Game Pass, Resident Evil 7 is on Game Pass.
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is $30 right now actually.
Yeah, so it's fairly
Oh,
cheap.
Yeah, that's like cut in half from its original, isn't it?
Yeah, by tenfold.
Maybe I'll think about it.
I think you would really.
Listeners, I'm not gonna buy it. Listeners, don't
I think everyone should play Resident Evil 7. There were some DLCs that I never played. They had a whole DLC which I need to go back and play. It was a free one where it's talking about why Chris is working for Umbrella now, and I was like,
worry.
"Fuck, I want to play that one. That sounds super cool."
Why didn't you
But
play it?
what'd you say?
Why didn't you play it?
Because okay, so the DLC was originally it said like coming this summer when the game came out, and it came out like 2 years later or something, and I had completely fucking I like I
Forgot.
I
You're
put
just like,
Resident
oh
Evil
yeah.
on my shelf and I never took it out, you know?
Well, now you have a chance to jump back on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably download it on Game Pass and play the DLC. And one thing too I really like about this one is because like I said, I haven't played the DLC, so I don't know. But it looks like this one too. Like Chris is like he's one of the villains. He's one of the evil guys now, and I'm like, I'm on board with this. It's like when you turn Captain America a bad guy, or when you turn like the staple of when you turn someone super good, super bad, and I'm on board with this. And I like where they're going with the franchise. I've been talking a lot about Resident Evil. As you guys can tell, I'm a very
If this is anything like Nazi Captain America, then I'm gonna hate it.
well. That's the thing. See, you wouldn't really care too much because you didn't play them, so you're not really attached to
That's
Captain
true. Actually, that is true. I have no investment. Okay, you got me on
America.
board.
So there you go. So you can see Chris being like working for the people he was trying to take down throughout the entire fucking franchise.
It's
But
just like,
seems legit. Seems legit.
pretty legit. I respect that.
Are there any other topics you fine gentlemen want to talk about? I know you've been doing a lot of comic kick videos. You want to talk about Future Slate really quick, or anything in regards to Future Slate?
Uh,
Uh, go ahead, Jake. We
future
at the same time.
future state is very 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 what the fuck? Uh,
It's hit or miss. I
yeah.
guess you didn't miss. Yeah,
Yeah, it's so hit or miss. I mean, the Batman stuff is good. I like the Batman stuff, but
Mhm.
I'm more inclined to liking the darker roles. So like I like the darker superheroes, like the darker noir takes, the darker. I like the can't think of the words and it's hard. I'm all jumbled up. It's hard to
Mhm.
speak.
It's okay. Take your time.
Just what just I
You
can't
like
speak.
the darker, more like
The
anti-hero
grittier.
characters,
Yeah,
grittier.
yeah, yeah.
Which is funny because I'm the opposite. I feel like because the comics have been through a lot of Dark Knight's metal, a lot of death and destruction. So I was really hoping that Future State would be like the infinitesimal possibilities of heroics and hope. But there are a lot of like every Bat story, every Gotham story is dystopian. So if you're into like police states and Bat family like fighting against the man, and in some cases for the man, then go ahead and grab a book. It's easy. It's okay to get into. I used to think it was easy, but the more titles I read, the more I'm like, oh, this only means something. It's an interesting story, but it only means something if you know the characters. So it's
Hmm.
like,
Yeah. And then I would say I say Future State Wonder Woman was probably felt the most unique out of all of
yes,
them because
that
of
was
the
my
art
favorite
style.
one.
Because of the art style. When it comes to anything else, not really. I can't really think of anything else. I mean, I haven't really read any of the Future State books besides Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's just from what I've read so far.
Let me ask you guys this question, okay?
Yeah.
Because I haven't read comics in a little while, and Jake was getting on my ass about it like a couple days ago. um, which out of all the future slates that you've all read, which ones do you think are going to be carried over into the main continuity, and do you think they're going to stay? Which
Uh,
ones do you think will
uh,
stay?
I think Future State Wonder Woman will say.
mm-hmm.
I think
She
especially
is the South American one, right?
yeah, she's South American one.
Hmm.
I
You got a
think
flaw.
I think she's gonna stay. I think possibly the possibly Batman might stay, and I,
Mm-hmm.
I think even there's a chance that the Superman might stay just for the continuity purposes. But I mean, yeah, they all feel really good. I'm not sure which one to necessarily go with.
Hmm.
Um, they, yeah, they'll feel really 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 good.
The CW literally announced that that they are developing a show for Yada Floor,
Oh,
and
really?
she'll go by Wonder Girl.
Huh.
So she's literally sticking. And people, if you don't read DC, highly recommend you pick up the Yara Floor comic because one, you don't need to know anything about Wonder Woman to like it. Two, the art style is just so unique, and the character is just so fun to read. You should it's a great time. And three, it's a good book. It's an overall good book. So I think she for sure is going to stay. And it's kind of funny because sometimes with these DC events that are kind of not timeline changing but universe expanding, usually only one or two things happen. And the last time we had something like this, I believe the thing that happened is that Superman, his wife, and his son were the result. So I think of this event, Yara Flora is going to be the only one that kind of makes it through. Like everything else is like a fun what if.
I was gonna say something right now. I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
It was Jake and Noah, Jacob Knight, and Jake Laurel. You guys are just the best. We're so happy you could be
Yeah.
on this podcast
Okay.
with me. I am bad.
Now I remember what I was gonna say. Um,
Was it
do
that?
do you guys? What are you guys reading on the Marvel end of spectrums? Anything there?
I'm reading what am I reading? I read a few things. King of Black. King of Black's honestly pretty good. I'm enjoying King of Black a lot. As for anything else, uh, honestly, not really anything else. It's just because there doesn't seem to be a lot of issues coming outside of for fucking for DC or for Marvel on this side of the things publishing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
they seem to be killing it. I'm not, I can't speak right now.
It's all good.
I hate strokes. Uh,
It's all
uh,
good, Jakey Boo. Take your time, man.
God. Okay.
It's okay.
Um,
But
mhm,
for me from Marvel, I'm gonna let everyone know that keep checking in on the Marvel Twitter because the X-Men, there are so many different books. They're allowing Marvel fans to choose which mutants are going to be on the main X-Men team, which is a really fun idea.
I
I
want to be on
hope
the
it
X Men
goes
team.
off the rail. I hope it goes off the rail that we have like Jubilee as the leader and I Boy and just give me like quit like just the weirdest characters. Like I need everyone to I don't want Wolverine. I don't want Storm. Give me weird characters because you, the readers, have a chance to vote for this. So everybody vote for the weirdest characters. I love Wolverine, Storm, all them, but let's go weird.
There's this guy
Whatever,
on
yeah.
there's this guy on TikTok who talks about comics. Fuck, I forget it. I don't know his name, but he was like he talks about like the most like random like C-lister
Mm.
characters. And there's this mutant who has this power to where like if you don't look at him, you forget he's there.
Yeah,
And
I know who you're talking about.
he's like actually saved the X-Men time and time again, but
Mm.
nobody knows who he is. Like they should have him in the have him in the group. That would be kind of cool. But what's his name?
Oh my god. I don't I know who you're talking about. I have no idea the name.
And see, it's the fucking mutant. No one knows who he is. All right.
So that's exciting. And the only other book that I am reading is Champions, which is like Marvel's version of the Teen Titans. And there's currently a law in the Marvel universe where
Why do you read so many teenager books? I never understand.
Because they give you that
anyway
spark.
anyway that's because they're hopeful and they can actually I think I enjoy these teenage books because the characters can actually change because I don't because there'll be momentary changes like Spider-Man, like Doc Ock will be in Spider-Man's head,
And bang his girl.
but you know he's gonna return to normal. So I think I like these teenage characters because they can die off, they can change, like they're not stuck to this legacy of whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Sam Wilson was Captain America. I was all down. He's Falcon again. You know, it's just and so I enjoy these younger characters because they're not as heavily stapled. Like they can have more fluidity. So
But
yeah,
so then, did you like Sam Wilson when they made him back to Falcon?
no. I think he should have remained Cap.
How did he go back to Falcon? What?
Captain America, the thing is part of the reason he became Captain America is because he got de-aged. I'm sorry,
Yeah, I
he got
remember
aged
that.
out. Yeah.
Hmm.
So then he's like, I'm just too old, bro. Like, I need one of my bros to take it over. And Winter Soldier was like, nah, bro, I can't. That ain't my jam. I was Captain America once. I'm good now. And then Sam was like, you know what? I'll take it. Yeah. And then literally, like, first comic, there's somebody like, you're not my Captain America. And I was like, oh my God, just let him be Cap. Let's let him be Cap.
I remember that was like a really popular show, not show, like a really popular run for the most part.
Many people were mad.
Really? Huh, okay.
And I never
I could
got the
see why.
madness because I'm like, he's gonna be Captain America again. Just enjoy the status quo change because he's gonna come back. Like I don't know why
Yeah.
you guys are all. I don't know why these bitches are bussing on this. Like, calm down, calmete, way. No,
All right.
he's gonna be Cap again.
Last bit of topic I want to talk about. Are you fellas watching WandaVision?
No.
You're
Yes.
not? Do you plan on watching it?
No. At least maybe it's the end of the season like a tournament and all.
Okay, so we're not gonna talk about it because I don't want to potentially spoil anything.
Oh, you can
Uh,
talk about it. I don't care.
nah, it's all good. I don't like spoilers. It's a rule I do. So if you haven't seen it, I
Okay.
will not discuss it one bit. We're getting closer to the end.
No, stop typing me. Stop discording me.
What's Noah say?
I'm
No, no.
saying nothing. Jake is
Send help. Get me
lying.
off this podcast.
He's just like, how? I'm never coming back.
So I want to kind of like get a little bit more organized, like with an intro and an outro in regards to like when you know it's gonna end now. Something I want to like end it on. Is there any like things you guys are looking forward towards? It could be personally, it could be entertainment wise, anything in the world you are currently looking forward towards. What are you guys going? Jake, I'll let you take the floor first.
Anything I'm looking forward to? Halo Infinite. The only thing I'm looking forward to. My
The
mind, body, and soul should be dedicated to one game only. That is the Infinite of Halo.
fun fact about Jake. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong, but you at one point were a pro Halo player, correct?
That was a pro Halo player.
You want to talk about that for a few seconds? Like
Uh,
just
yeah,
which Halo was it? Like what circa?
it was 3 and 4. It was competed in MLG event, San Jose and Anaheim, and
Nice.
I competed in teams of 4 and I got guess kind of far. Didn't get really get far. It was just a thing.
But the fact that you made it even all the way there is a feat
Mhm.
on its own because like in order to become pro, you have to try out, you have to like hold your own, and it's a sport. So like, don't sell yourself short on that, dude. That's fucking
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah, but I mean it wasn't first place.
I get you. I know if you're not first, you're last kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But I will say this: I'm not gonna like talk down on it because that doing that on its own is it's a feat. Like I don't know any other pro
Mhm.
players or anyone who played at the level you played at.
That's definitely like a Tinder bio thing. Like,
Yeah,
tall, great hair, veteran, professional Halo player. That's
Yeah,
what you throw on there.
definitely throw that on the Tinder app. Definitely.
Uh, when
what
when the women see it, they just go, "Oh, Halo!"
Yeah, same.
what about you, Jacob Knight? Anything you're looking forward towards?
I am looking forward towards more WandaVision. I'm a fan of that, as well as the Zack Snyder. I want to see what everyone's been barking about for years. So I'm ready to see what it is. And I'm ready for COVID to be over because then I can go over to Jake's and we can watch more fan films. Because I love showing Jake fan films, and we just get effed up and we just enjoy fan films. So
That's a pretty good one right there.
mm,
For things for myself, as a recording this, like I said, today is the 26th of January. Tomorrow, the 27th, I officially start an internship at a museum, and I'm really looking forward to that. Thank
hooray!
you. And another thing I'm looking forward towards is a game coming out on Xbox. I don't know if it's coming out on PC. It's called The Medium. It's the people who made Layers of Fear. This is like kind of like their I don't know if it's their first, but it's the first game that they're debuting under the Xbox Studios Game Studios banner. And
Yeah.
it's like one of the I want to say one of their more big, or at least it's one of their first big budget games, and I'm really excited to play that. I think it comes out on Thursday or Friday, but I probably won't play it until Monday. I'll probably do it on stream. But I'm really looking forward to that, and just COVID being over, like it'd be nice to kind of like to sit down and have a powwow with y'all. So that's probably one thing I'm looking forward
Mhm.
towards. Since we're coming down to an end, Jake, do you want to plug your socials? Do you want to anything you want to promote? Now's your chance to do it, or forever hold your
Uh,
peace.
just the Jack Life on Twitter, and yeah, that's it. That's me.
how is it spelled, just for our audio listeners and whatnot?
JAK, and then life.
JAK then life. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, anything else that you want to like? Or is that all?
Yeah. That make kind of anything else. You know.
Okay. Now you. I'm pointing at you.
Me?
Yes.
I would like to promote my Twitter, the Diego Crespo on Twitter, where you can see all my movie rants and my
How
photography.
dare you even reference that motherfucker?
Yeah, he's dead to us until he's
He's
on the
our
podcast.
friend.
No, no, he's not.
Um, you don't have to follow me, but please follow the Geek Press on all the social medias. I am kind of working on stuff. I'm really excited for the scripts I have planned for videos. So keep an eye on that on all various social media platforms across the board. And everyone stay safe and healthy is from me.
Yeah. Like I was saying, for stuff you should plug, give me 1 second. You should follow Jacob Knight on all of his social medias. It's Jacob Knight. It's spelled how it sounds, underscore JK. So it's JACOBNI GHT underscore JK. That is his
I heard that guy
handles.
was a liberal. I don't like him.
That is his handles on everything. You should give him a follow. Um, a few things I want to end it on. I know I haven't been making Geek Press content for like the last like week and a half. I promise you, it's been kind of like a slow news week in regard like I've heard January is like a slow news month
Mhm.
in regards of gaming, so there hasn't been too much stuff. I'm like, I don't want to like put in time and energy to talk about Fortnite skins or or another COD fucking another
Mhm.
Warzone glitch that's allowing you to win the game. I don't want to talk about that stuff too much. I want to talk about more like bigger stuff. And there was some stuff that happened today, but I was talking to these gentlemen off. I don't know if I don't think I said it on the podcast, but I'm gonna try to make this a weekly thing. Jake is more than welcome to join every week if he wants to. If not, no pressure. But I'm gonna have this guy right here join every podcast I do. He's pointing in the opposite direction of me. You got to do the other way. Yeah. But we're gonna
I'm
try to
Vegeta.
we're gonna try to make this a weekly podcast just so we could get a little bit more structured and organized. I'm gonna be trying to make more videos on the Geek Press in the coming future. Like I said, I haven't forgotten. I've been doing some social media posts here and there, but for the most part, this dude over here has been holding it down, and I really appreciate that about him. Yeah, he's really been holding it down, and I appreciate that. And if there's anything I'm probably gonna end this on, I usually like to end it like how I end all of my streams and YouTube videos. I want to thank you guys for watching. I know this has been probably an hour, a little bit more than an hour already. I appreciate all of you guys that tune in time and time again to watch our content, interact. If you guys literally need anyone to talk to for whatever reason, feel free to hit us up. Like Jacob Knight said, our Twitter and hold on, our Twitter is the Geek Press, right? It's the or is it da?
The
Okay, yeah. So our Twitter is at no, it's da. It's at da Geek Press, and our Instagram is at da Geek Press. D8 then Geek Press. It's spelled how it sounds. And our TikTok is the Geek Press. It's but if you need anyone to talk to, just put a comment down, and I'll drop a Discord link. And it's mainly used for like my Twitch streams. But I kind of like connected them together. I maybe should make a Discord just for the Geek Press to be more organized.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. But until then, we're gonna use the current one. But if you guys ever need anyone to talk to, you could feel free to hit up any one of us. And
not
last thing,
Jake. Jake has things to do.
yeah,
No, I
Jake's too
don't.
cool for us. He's too busy hacking into the White House and stealing all the data, whatever
Trying to get
hackers
that
do.
stimmy.
I wish it
Yeah.
was. I wish it was that memes.
And last but not least, I say this at the very end for the people who actually listen to this at the very end. If you guys want to interact, something I'm going to start doing now. If you guys want to be part of the show, put any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out to any of us on social media, or you could tweet at the Geek Press if you like have a question, or like, oh, maybe you should do this XYZ. We will feature you on the show, and we will say your handle and your remarks, as long as you're not being a dick. um, but yeah, that's all of it right there. And like I said, I just want to I appreciate all of you guys and girls and everything in between, uh, listening to us and watching us and just interacting with our content. It does mean the world. And thank you guys. And with all that being said, I hope you all have a great day, great night, great afternoon. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care. I hope you all enjoyed episode 7 of the Geek Press podcast. Just like I said at the end, if you guys want to interact, feel free to tweet at us or DM us on Instagram and Twitter at the Geek Press. It is DAGEEKPRESS. And if you guys can, please like, subscribe, and leave a good review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. We'd really appreciate it. But until then, we'll see ya.